months ago, a YouTuber, I don't even know what his name is. I think it's like something Ball, Haj something. He made a video talking about Allegri to Milan. What a joke. Alright, it's actually crazy what YouTubers say nowadays. Everybody gets themselves a mic, puts on a camera and starts talking about football. It's crazy, but... Anyways, listen. Everybody knows what my opinion is on Allegri. I made a video about it 2 months ago. Allegri has just been announced as Milan's new manager, as Milan's new coach. The return of Allegri. What do I make of it? I'll be honest with you guys. Even in the video that I made 2 months ago, I broke it down in one of two ways. It all comes down to which pathway Milan want to go into. And I did say, Igli Tare, when you first take over, you've got a lot on your plate. And I'll be honest with you guys, whether you agree with the appointment or not, whether you think Milan are heading in the right direction under Allegri, whether you think this cements the banter era, I actually credit Igli Tare because only yesterday did his first interview as Milan's sporting director come out. Like, I think he's only been in the job for 2-3 days and he's already announced a new coach. Tare has made it crystal clear throughout his career. He is a big fan of Allegri. Like, he is a firm advocate of Allegri Nation. Yeah? He comes into Milan, well connected with Allegri. Allegri is available to work, so why not bring him in? Now, what does this tell me? What does this tell me about Igli Tare? What does this tell me about Allegri, the appointment? Tare is moving quick because he knows I needed to appoint a new coach. I needed to retain and maintain some of the best of players at Milan. And then I need to rebuild the squad. Like, time flies, guys. I understand the season ended last week. I guarantee you, within a matter of months, the season starts. Like, time flies. Yesterday, I was 25. Today, I'm 18. Time flies. But he's come in and within 3 days, he's appointed a new coach. What does it tell me about his appointment? It tells me Tare is number one priority. The one thing he's most interested in is results. Now, at the end of the day, results win you games. Results win you titles. Like, in order for you to win a Scudetto, you need to have results on your side. In order for you to win a Coppa Italia, to get into the Champions League, you need to have results on your side. Some coaches across the world, they bring you a combination of things. So they'll bring you results. They'll bring you player development. They'll bring you an attractive style of football. They'll bring you growth. Okay? Some coaches, they just bring you results. How? We don't care. I'm bringing you results. So before the game, I'm bringing you 3 points. Whether it's 1-0, 2-0, last minute own goal, last minute penalty, 3 points is 3 points. Now, I'd be a liar if I told you guys the appointment of Allegri excites me. No, it doesn't. Okay? But is it disappointing? Like, in my opinion, are Milan heading in the wrong direction? No, because when I looked at some of the names that Milan were linked with as of late, let's just say there were far worse managers than Allegri. The one thing that Allegri brings in comparison to every single coach that Milan were linked with, like every single coach that Milan were linked with, from retaining Conceição, Vincenzo Italiano, Baroni, Palladino, Gasparini, Thiago Motta, all of the coaches that they were linked with. If we're talking play style, Allegri isn't number one. But if we're talking experience, if we're talking pedigree, if we're talking credibility, if we're talking knowing the Serie A and knowing how to win at a top club, none of them come close to Allegri. None of them come close to Allegri. And I feel like Igli Tare, he's walked in and he's assessed the situation. And he's been like, listen, we brought in a revolutionizer in Fonseca, even though I wouldn't really classify him as a revolutionizer. But we've brought in Fonseca, okay? He done well at Roma. Let's see what he can do at Milan. It didn't really work out. Then we brought in Conceição. He done well at Porto. You could see him chopping and changing in the formations. But these dudes both showed they don't really understand the Serie A. They don't. Like, I feel like understanding the Serie A is something so priceless. Yeah, like you could bring in the most exciting coach from across the world. You can bring in the most exciting of players from across the world. Serie A is different. And I think Tare is looking at Milan and he's looking at their rivals and he's telling himself, listen, if Conte stays at Napoli, they're already 50 steps ahead of us. If Simone Inzaghi stays at Inter, they're already 60 steps ahead of us. Juventus, they have money. Okay, Atalanta, whether they retain Gasparini or not, they've got money, they've got growth, they've got a new stadium, they've got players. Roma, if they were to get Gasparini, let's be real, Roma will become one of the most entertaining of teams in the Serie A. So he's looking at it and telling himself, I need to try and close the gap as much as possible. Now, do I want to close the gap of performances, entertaining football, or do I want to close the gap in winning? Massimiliano Allegri, he comes in, his resume speaks for itself. You're not going to get the best of football. You're not going to get split striker system, fullbacks inverting. That's not Allegri. Allegri comes in and he's actually a manager. I'll be honest with you guys. Like, as much as the Allegri that I watched when I was growing up was actually an elite tactician, I just feel like in the modern game, the fact that players are snowflakes nowadays, like you need to cater around the players, like you need to treat them in a certain way, communicate with them in a certain way. You need to basically pamper them. Allegri, I don't think, in that sense, he's a specialist. But Allegri will get you results. Allegri walks into a room and there is respect. Why? Maybe he might be an annoying person. He might not communicate in the best of ways. But you look at Allegri's resume. You look at the fact that he's won 4-5 Scudettos with Juventus. The fact that he's won a Scudetto with Milan. Like, this guy is a winner in Italy. And winners, they deserve your respect. Tare, for me, he's walked in and he's been like, listen, aesthetics, play style, tactics, I'm not worried about that for now. Maybe in a year, because this ship is sinking. Yeah, the Milan ship, like if we were just to look in totality from the outside, looking at Milan's entire season, tactically, like let's just break it down category by category. Tactically, they were sinking. Player development, they were sinking. Retaining your stars, they were sinking. Results, they were sinking. Silverware, as much as they were in 2 finals, they were sinking because all they won was the Supercoppa. So Milan is sinking in so many different departments. With Allegri, he comes in. His job is number 1 to stabilize the ship. Okay, cool. Tactics sinking, player development sinking. No. How do you do all of this? How do you stabilize a ship that's sinking from so many different areas? You win. I'll be honest with you guys. Winning will silence the biggest of critics. You could be the biggest of hater. Like I'm telling you. You could, bro, this applies in life, yeah? You could hate somebody so much. You could be the worst of managers where you've got the whole media, the whole world against you. You silence them by winning. Nobody will complain how you win as long as you win. And Allegri has shown in the Serie A, give me good players, put me in an environment where I can succeed, where I see eye to eye with the board. In Italy, my home, a league that I understand more than anything, I will win. Now, me winning, does it mean me winning a Scudetto? No, I don't think he would win a Scudetto at Milan. But would I take a team that's 9th into 4th? Yes. I'll be honest. If Milan retain Reinders, if Milan keep players like Rafa Leao, Theo Hernandez, Mike Maignan, and then they go and sign a few more good, high-quality players, I look at Milan and I say, from now, next season, they're in the Champions League. They're in the Champions League, regardless of how much money Inter spend. Of apparently, Napoli are building the Galacticos. It doesn't matter. Allegri will get you results. Will it be entertaining? No, but he will get you results. And I reckon Tare, at the moment, is looking at it and telling himself, how many managers really want to come to Milan? Like, with all due respect, how many managers really want to come to Milan? Let's look at it from this avenue. Nobody knows what's going on at board level. The best of players are looking to leave. The club is sinking. There's projects in and around the Serie A that are more attractive to managers. Like, for example, when you see Vincenzo Italiano, he would rather stay at Bologna than come to Milan. What does that tell you? Milan is not as attractive as it once was. And Tare, for me, I think he knows this. He's like, listen, I can't go and knock on the door of some of the best coaches in the world. Yes, we might have money, but are we going to give them this money to spend? Not really. So what's appealing? Besides history and what the club has done in the past, what's appealing about Milan 2025? Not much. In order to make this project appealing, in order to make Milan appealing again in the modern day, I need to get results. I need to have European football in my back pocket. So in 2 years' time, if I was to turn around and go to the next big thing in this area, let's just say somebody like Cesc Fabregas, I could turn around to Fabregas and be like to him, listen, you see what we've done the past 2 years? Listen, I got Champions League football. Listen, got all of these stars. Look at the growth. That's Tare. So in my opinion, I mainly looked at it from like a footballing standpoint. Is it going to be entertaining? No. Am I going to be entertained watching Milan next season? No. But at the end of the day, I will be sat here telling you guys, Milan won. Sassuolo 0. So at the end of the day, results speak for itself. And at the moment, when the ship is sinking, the quickest way to stabilize a sinking ship is to get results over the line. And Allegri, he gets you results in the Serie A. Not in the most entertaining of fashion, but he gets you results. Now, don't worry. All of the breakdowns. Who will shine? Who will be Allegri's star man? Most reliable soldiers. That will come out later on in the week. If you're new, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. And I will catch you guys on another one.